Good morning, friends. I'm smiling before I even start talking today because yesterday my grandson Tyler, he's 15, and called me just to chat. Not because he needed money, not because his parents made him just to talk. You know what we talked about? For 40 minutes. Everything and nothing. School, his guitar lessons, a funny video he saw, and what I was like at his age. And I thought, this is what every grandparent dreams of. But I'll be honest with you, it took some work to get here. So today, let's talk about staying connected to these amazing little humans who grow up way too fast. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. They speak a different language now. Not just slang, though my granddaughter's vocabulary changes faster than the weather. I'm talking about technology. Last month, my daughter says, "Dad, the kids want a video chat with you." I said, "Video chat? I barely figured out a regular phone call." But you know what? I learned because missing out on their lives because I was too proud or scared to learn something new. That's not happening. Then there's the busy factor. These kids are scheduled tighter than corporate executives. You know, if you look back at it and look at things between school, sports, music lessons, friends, homework, finding time just to be together gets harder every year. And let's be honest about something else. Sometimes we're dealing with the gatekeepers. If things are tense with our adult children, they control access to the grandchildren. That's a reality we all have to navigate carefully. But here's what I learned that works. First, meet them where they are. My grandson loves video games. Do I understand them? Not really. Do I ask him to show me and tell me about them? Absolutely. His eyes light up when he's explaining these worlds he's exploring. My granddaughter is into this little thing called aesthetics. Apparently, everyone or everything has to match a certain vibe. So when she comes over, we go through old family albums and create what she calls a vintage mood boards. But she's learning family history, and I'm learning her language. Technology doesn't have to be scary. Video calls let you read bedtime stories from across the country. You can play online games together. My friend Bob plays virtual chess with his grandson in California every Sunday morning. And don't forget the old ways. Kids are still kids. They love stories about when you were like them at their age. They still want to learn your recipes, hear about your first jobs, and know how you met their grandmother. Letters still work, by the way. Real physical letters. My granddaughter keeps every card I send her in a special box. In a world of instant everything for them, sometimes something comes in the mail just for them, it's like magic. And individual time is pure gold, not family gatherings where you compete with cousins and all the chaos. Time when they have your complete attention, even if it's just grocery shopping together. They'll remember those moments. I'm sure you think back, you do too, with your grandparents. Here's something important. Work with your adult children, not around them. They're protective of their kids, time and attention, and regularly so. Ask what works for their family schedule. Respect the rules about screen time, bedtime, and activities. Sometimes you have to bite your tongue about parenting. These choices are different from yours. But staying in their good graces means staying in your grandchildren's lives. You know what makes it all worthwhile? Last week, Tyler called me from school during his lunch break because he was nervous about a presentation. Me, he wanted my advice, not his parents, not his friends, his grandfather. That's when you know you've done something right. When they think of you not as this old person they have to visit, but as someone who generally gets them and cares about their world. Let me ask you, what works for you? Are you the grandparent who learned social media or the one who taught them to fish? Both are beautiful. Share your success stories in the comments, because next week we're diving into something heavier but important: the family secrets we all kept. Until then, call the grandchild. Ask them about their day. Listen more than you talk. Trust me on this one. Folks, until next time, cheers, keep smiling, and enjoy life.